Stephen, it's great to have you here.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So you attempted a run not too long ago for Attorney General of California.
I did. And what a great state. You know, despite the fact that we weren't successful in this election, there are millions upon millions of concerned Californians that want change in that state. What was very interesting about that race is that I received more votes than Donald Trump received in 2016. I received 1.5 million more votes for Attorney General of California in 2018 than the Republican candidate in 2014. And I would have, if the elections were the same, I would have received 500,000 more votes than Kamala Harris received when she was elected Attorney General in 2014. So it was an amazing opportunity. It's an amazing state, but there are a whole lot of issues that we have to deal with and have to solve before California is great again.
I see. So those are pretty amazing numbers. Like, do you feel that you getting the more votes than the president got in 2016 is kind of a referendum on the president?
I don't.
Okay.
I think what it is a motivated electorate. More and more Republicans are moving and Democrats, quite frankly, are moving in the direction of putting this state back on an even track. You know, you can't be the highest tax state in the country. Not even New York gets the credit. California is the worst. You can't have some of the worst infrastructure in the United States and still be the highest tax state. You can't have a train that goes to nowhere and that they still, after they abandon the project, want to spend another $3.5 billion of federal money on. You can't have all of those and not get Californians to start saying, we're not doing something right in this state. Now, we didn't win statewide this time, but I think the pendulum is changing. Politics is a cycle. You know, we had gone into the depths of the swamp. We're coming out of it, and we're going to come out of it come 2020 and 2022.
Fascinating. So you've actually been doing some work around election integrity. I believe the organization you actually have been working with has even that concept in its name in itself. So you're concerned in some ways about how the elections are actually held.
Very much so. We have evidence that we believe demonstrates that ballot harvesting had been corrupted in the state. You know, it is a system where there is no accountability for the ballots. There's no chain of custody. And that's the exact issue that popped. No chain of custody.
How is that even possible?
Well, you can go pick up a ballot. It's supposed to be voted, but we don't know that it's voted. We don't know who's voting the ballot. All you have to do when you pick up an absentee ballot is have the voter sign it or someone sign it. And we're very, very concerned about what happened. On election day, for example, I was taking some 40% of the vote. Within 30 days of the election, because of the provisional ballots and these absentees, it shifted some 3.5 percentage points. So unless you had won by 5% or more, you likely lost the election, and that accounts for losing almost all
of seats.
Well, all of those seats in Orange County, the seats in northern Los Angeles County. You know, there's no Republican congressional representation from Los Angeles County. We lost 2 seats in the Central Valley, seats that had been traditionally safe Republican seats in Orange County and in the Valley. Suddenly we lose them. It didn't just happen. Now, I also credit the Republican Party for its incompetence in not reading the rules and figuring out how to do what the Democrats did. But there is a real concern about how that election was handled in California. And I think the federal government, as well as citizens of the state of California, need to be concerned about what's happening in California elections and whether our votes are even being counted.
So tell me a little bit about this organization that's related to election integrity and how it hopes to, I guess just make sure that the votes are all legitimate.
That's correct. Now, you're probably familiar with the Judicial Watch. Yeah, Judicial Watch led the charge on a lawsuit in Los Angeles County. This was data and evidence put together by the Californian Election Integrity Project, which I and a group of other lawyers within the state of California are now working closely with to replicate what Judicial Watch did in the Los Angeles lawsuit. What's happening in Los Angeles is some 1.5 million voters are going to come off the rolls because they were dead wood, didn't live where they said they were living, and that's going to begin to clean up the Los Angeles County rolls.
How many is that?
1.5 million.
1.5 million?
That's exactly right. That was a major victory by Judicial Watch. We think that there are other election issues within California. Judicial Watch works the entire United States. It can't be just focused on California.
I see. So you're looking to do the more California focused.
We are going to be California focused. We are going to be working with them and with other national organizations, but we're going to help provide the legal boots on the ground in the state of California to make a difference.
Fascinating. And can you tell me, is there a website we can look all this work up in?
We can. It's www.eip, and quite frankly, I got to pull the card out of my pocket because I can't remember the whole thing. Here, I'm going to let you read the website because I can't even see it without glasses.
Oh, so it's just eip-ca.com. eip-ca.com. I'm very, very curious to see the work you're doing.
It will be available and be happy to appear at any time to talk about the work that we're proceeding with.
Such a pleasure speaking with you, Stephen.
Thank you.